Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is officially 60. Wait, what is that? No. Oh. It's officially $70. Nintendo fanboys, welcome to the club that is $70 video games. Join the ranks of the PlayStation crew, the Xbox crew. Welcome to the club. Hope you're enjoying it because it's not particularly fun. Unless, of course, the game is really good, then, you know, hey, it is what it is. What's going on, everyone? Tallen here at 59 Direct, and today we just got done watching the Nintendo Direct, and there's actually some pretty good stuff. You know, in the past, I've definitely called some of these Directs mid, to be perfectly honest. I give them 5s, I give them 6s, you know, Bs, C's, depending on what it is. But again, it all comes down to who you are, because if you see that one particular game that really excites you, you're gonna give it an 8 or a 9 or even a 10. If you don't see the game you want to see, then guess what? You're gonna say it was trash or it was just mid or okay. And that's perfectly fine. Every single person does it. Doesn't matter if it's for Nintendo, Xbox, Sony, you name it, every single person does it. So let me know your thoughts in the comments though right now. What was your favorite thing to see from this particular Direct, and what would you grade it? Because again, we're gonna go over some of the stuff here in no particular order, just some of the stuff that I personally liked from this reveal and some of the stuff I didn't like, and just my overall thoughts. So anyway, if you haven't done it already though, make sure you like the video if you happen to enjoy it, and go ahead and smash the subscribe button. It absolutely helps us and lets us know that you enjoy this type of content. If you don't enjoy this video, leave a dislike and let us know in the comments below what we can do better to make these videos more appealing to you. Anyway, with all that being said, let's get started. All right, first thing that we're talking about, drum roll please. Metroid Prime 4, baby. No, I'm sorry. Actually, it's only Metroid Prime. Yeah, sorry. No, 4 was never going to be announced. We all know that games are coming out in, like, you know, the year 3000 or something like that. But regardless, we at least got to finally see the rumored Metroid Prime Remaster. Yes, this thing has been rumored along with the other 2 games for quite some time. It's been rumored that there's going to be a mix of it together, that only one was going to be sold, that it was going to be 1 and 2. It's been all over the place. Well, it's been officially confirmed today that as of right now, as you guys are watching this video, you can actually go download it on the eShop right now and play the remaster of Metroid Prime. It's only the first one though. 2 and 3 are not included, which unfortunately means that they are going to be sold separately, which means we have to buy all 3 separately. Or if you are patient, then you'll probably be able to get the trilogy pack eventually when 3 releases, or after 3 releases, whenever that's going to be. But regardless, it has officially released. Now, if you want the physical version of this game, it actually releases in 2 more days on the 12th, which is weird. It's Sunday games all over again. It's like back in my childhood. But in case you were not born back in the days of the good old GameCube, Metroid Prime, and to an extent Metroid Prime 2, were the very first-person shooter type games for the Metroid series, and they were ahead of their time. They're awesome, amazing games. If you have not played these games, I highly recommend you do so. Even if you don't buy this on the Switch, and not saying I endorse emulators or anything, but you should definitely try to get it, because you know you can definitely find it on like Dolphin or something like that. And honestly, the games are absolutely amazing. They hold up to this day 100%. Anyone you talk to who loves Metroid or just loves Nintendo games in general, they all say, yeah, no, Metroid Prime, awesome game, definitely get it. So if you haven't been able to try it, or you're planning to even pick it up here, or you're gonna go pick it up other ways, then definitely let us know your thoughts in the comments if this is your first time playing it, or if you're a longtime Metroid fan like me, Lethal, Little Bobby, and everyone else here on the team, then you know, let us know your thoughts. Is it fun to play again? We will definitely be covering it. We are finishing up 1 game right now though, so I promise you we will be getting this review out as soon as we can. Just gotta give us a few days as we finish up Hogwarts and everything like that. But regardless, we are super hyped for this. Again, maybe we'll see Metroid Prime 4 by the year 3000. Hard to say, but let us know your thoughts down in the comments. The trailer looked absolutely amazing. Super glad they finally dropped it. But why, Nintendo? Why in the world is it in February? Why couldn't it have been March? We don't even have Jedi Survivor anymore in March. March would have been a perfect month, and you drop it in one of the busiest months of the year. Like, why today of all times? March would have been better. I'm just saying, March would have been the better day. So Metroid Prime Remaster, it's officially here. It's an awesome game. If you've played on the GameCube and everything like that, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. But let us know your thoughts down in the comments when it comes to the Metroid Prime series. What's your favorite game, and all of that stuff. Moving on to the next one, we have Pikmin 4. We actually got to see some gameplay from this. Now, if you don't know what Pikmin is, I don't blame you, but Pikmin's not really known by a lot of people unless you've played like Smash Brothers, essentially. But Pikmin 4 here is just simply doing the continuation of the last 3 games. Pikmin can actually be a pretty enjoyable game. It's not really meant to be taken too serious. It's definitely more of a laid back game that a lot of people will play. It definitely looks good though. Again, trying to squeeze every ounce of power out of the poor little Switch that's over like 8 years old now. Definitely looking good though for what it is. Again, it's not pushing huge frames or anything because it doesn't really need to. It's just simply a Pikmin game. But the gameplay looked cute, it looked fun, it looked exactly what we know it to be from the older games, and a lot of people seem to be excited about this. So again, this game is coming out very soon this year, so let us know your thoughts down in the comments if you're gonna be picking it up, and are you excited for this simple iteration yet fun game? Because again, a lot of people seem to be enjoying this. I haven't played Pikmin in a long time, so I'm definitely gonna have to find a way to go back and play the older games. But I'm definitely excited to try out Pikmin 4. If you want to pick this game up, it'll be coming out in July of 2023. So right in that summertime. See, this is actually a good time where we're able to relax a little bit, Nintendo. Again, why are you dropping Metroid Prime in the busy times? Why couldn't it have been dropping in the non-busy times? I'm just saying. Sorry. It's been an emotional day. Finally got to see Metroid Prime. It is what it is though. Moving on to the next big announcement, which a lot of people are super excited about, is the addition of Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance games to the Switch. Now, there is a little bit of a downside to this in the fact that the Advance games are only available via the online expansion edition with Nintendo Online. A lot of us to this day hate that Nintendo charges for their honestly pretty crappy online service. It's absolutely abysmal. I don't care what price it is, it's still abysmal to this day. So regardless though, if you enjoy Game Boy Colors games, if you enjoy Game Boy Advance games, or just Game Boy games in general, they have different sliders and everything for when you play these as well. Definitely check it out. I happen to have spied the Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages games from the Legend of Zelda series, and those are my very first Zelda games I ever played. I've got a little bit of nostalgia for them, so Ages and Seasons definitely up there. If there's a chance that you can buy them on the store as well, awesome. If not, then that is very, very unfortunate. But regardless, let me know your thoughts down in the comments on the Game Boy games, the Game Boy Advance games. Which ones are you gonna be trying out? Which ones do you hope will be added? Because obviously not every single game is added. They said more are being added as time goes on. And currently there is a small amount of games that are releasing today. There are a small amount of games that are releasing with the release of this. But regardless, let us know your thoughts down in the comments. What games do you want to be seeing from those eras? I would love to see some of the Castlevania games if possible, but I know copyright stuff and contracts and those things are all long and gone now, unfortunately. So don't expect every single game, obviously, because that's the reason we don't get to see remakes of some games, or some games come back on the stores from those old eras because those contracts are gone now, unfortunately. And it's just unfortunate. So all right, it wouldn't be a Nintendo video if we weren't talking about Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, aka Legend of Zelda at 15 frames per second. There you go, Bobby, I said it. Yes, we got a little bit more gameplay for Tears of the Kingdom. They're still not really showing much off. They did have a couple of voices in this particular trailer. I don't think it gave away too much of the story. Some people are already picking apart that the symbol around the title means that we're going to be stuck in some kind of infinite loop in terms of a time travel potentially for this particular game. And the whole point of the game is to somehow try and get us out of this loop to continue the crazy thing that is the Zelda timeline and everything whenever this game is. I thought Breath of the Wild was at the end of the timeline, but regardless, wherever it is. And interesting theory. Let me throw some in the comments if you actually think that's true. I'm not really sure what's gonna be happening, but regardless, yes, Tears of the Kingdom obviously is coming out on the 12th of May, which we've known for a while now. But here is the kicker that I think a lot of people were not expecting, and it can be a right swift kick to the important areas down there. And that is that Tears of the Kingdom will be the very first game on Nintendo's console that will be $70. Yes, Nintendo's 10-year-old console is now making first-party games $70. Now, interesting note, Pikmin is actually still $60, but Legend of Zelda will be $70 the very first game. So I don't know if they're doing this because they're trying to see how the sales go with it being an extra $10. I did see on GameStop, if I remember correctly, that it is still at $60. So if you want the physical version, or if that was a digital version that we saw there, go ahead and buy it there if you want it for $60. But $70 for a game on a system that is almost 10 years old in terms of the hardware, and a game that's going to play at 15 frames per second. Sorry, Bobby, I had to say it again. Interesting to say the least. I know Breath of the Wild is considered one of the best Zelda games to a lot of people. I personally give it like a 7, just in my personal opinion, simply because of the weapon durability. I missed the typical dungeons that we got from previous games, and just going into those little small dungeons and those artifact areas, just whatever, not my cup of tea personally. But regardless, it should be interesting to see how well this game does. I mean, it's Zelda, it's gonna sell awesomely well. Obviously, our own little Bobby here will be doing crazy content with that. I'll be streaming it personally. Lethal, I'm sure I'll be doing some awesome content with it as well. But regardless, let us know your thoughts down in the comments. What are your personal thoughts on the price jump? Because again, Zelda, pretty much everyone's gonna like it. But the price jump, it's really weird to do it now, Nintendo, of all times. I know with the state of the world economy and how things are doing in a lot of countries and everything, not exactly the greatest, but why now? Especially, again, for super old technology. This is like the same kind of thing where Xbox increases the Xbox Series by $50 in Japan for some strange reason when it barely sells there. So it's like, what are you doing? Again, maybe it's because they're just like, dude, it's Zelda, it's gonna sell super well regardless of what happens. But I don't know, it's hard to say on this one. Regardless, let us know your thoughts down in the comments when it comes to this particular news. Last little bit to talk about before we head off in this video is that there was a bunch of DLC confirmed for a lot of games, including Fire Emblem, which is getting supported DLC, along with more Splatoon 3 DLC. Those games seem to be doing super well. So if you happen to be playing those games and you are part of those communities, let us know your thoughts down in the comments, how those games are going, and are you excited for this DLC? And the final little bit that I personally saw that I liked was Kirby Return to Dreamland. Any Kirby game is obviously really fun. My girlfriend and I will always pick that game up, or any Kirby game basically, and we like to play those games together because it's just a lot of fun. We played the heck out of the previous one, so I'm sure we'll be going back and playing this one. We know it's a remaster of an old game, but regardless, it still looks really fun. You get to play as all your classic characters, get all your classic power-ups and everything. Although I will admit, I will miss turning into a giant car, but regardless, it should still be a very fun game. So anyway, guys, that is basically it for everything when it comes to the Nintendo Direct. Not every little bit of information. Obviously, again, we'll leave the link down in the description below for you to check it out if you have not already. But these are kind of the big things that I personally saw when I woke up and I got to watch the Direct and everything. It was very cool checking it out. Again, Metroid Prime, definitely the highlight for me. It sucks, unfortunately, that it's not the trilogy, but I guarantee you they're doing this because Metroid Prime 4 is still a long ways away. So we're going to see Metroid Prime now. If I had to take a wild guess, we're going to see Metroid Prime 2 Remaster probably in the winter, and we'll see Metroid Prime 3 Corruption in the spring of 2024. And then hopefully we'll see Metroid Prime 4 either in winter of 2024 or early 2025 would be my personal guess, if I kind of be more realistic. Again, the 3000 year is a joke, but it's kind of like Kingdom Hearts at this point, right? You just joke that it's going to be forever into the future and you never know when it's going to come out. But anyway, guys, we hope you enjoy this little video here, just kind of going over stuff that we personally are ready to see from Nintendo. It's interesting to know that there is no scheduled stuff for the second half of 2023 when it comes to Nintendo stuff. They even said this themselves, and there's no news on a new console yet. So it's kind of like, what's going on here, Nintendo? Do you really not have anything really big plans for the second half of 2023? Should be interesting. So anyway, guys, as I've said many times in this video already, let us know your thoughts down in the comments when it comes to this particular type of news. What were you most excited to see from the Direct? What did you want to see from the Direct? And what is your most anticipated game for 2023 when it comes to Nintendo products? I've been Tallen with 5 Direct. Again, thank you so much for everyone that watched the video. We hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Leave your comments down below. Sub to the channel if you happen to be new. And of course, if you did not like the video, leave a dislike and let us know down in the comments below what we can do to improve our videos going forward. Anyway, again, I've been Tallen with 5 Direct. See you guys in the next one. Johnny.